Hello everyone, hope you all fine. Today Lakshmi Negi again with you to explain you exercise 8.2 chapter quadrilaterals. Now see, first before going in exercise 8.2, first we have to understand theorem 8.9, which is midpoint theorem. So first I will tell you that what is the midpoint theorem. I am going to read the theorem first. The line segment joining the midpoint of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side. And this is half of the third side also, which is not written here in the theorem. So first I will show you that what is given in the theorem. First, suppose ABC is a triangle and E and F are the 2 points which are midpoint of AB and midpoint of AC. Now you have to prove that this line EF is parallel to BC and EF is half of BC. So for that you have to do the construction first. In this construction first, what you will do? You will draw a line from C which is parallel to AB. From C which is parallel to AB CD is a line which is parallel to BA. It is by the construction. Now see what you will do. First you will prove these two triangles congruent to each other, AFE and DFC. These two triangles, you have to prove these two triangles congruent. If you will see these two triangles carefully, you can see that since we know that this is parallel to this, hence we know that angle 1 equal to angle 2y, because these are alternate interior angle, and angle 3 is equal to angle 4. Once again these are alternate interior angles. And or you can if you don't want to take the 3 or 4, so you can take 3 as this vertically opposite 3 equal to 4. You can take these two also. So if 3 is equal to 4, don't take 3 it and this one. So I will tell you once again, angle 1 is equal to angle 2 and angle 3 is equal to angle 4, and you know that AF is equal to FC. Why? Because F is the midpoint, it is given in the question. So from ASA congruency, triangle this AEF is congruent to triangle DCF. These two triangles will be congruent to each other. If two triangles are congruent, so by CPCT you can say that AE is equal to DC. Since we know that AE is equal to EB also, because E is the midpoint. So if AB, AE and CD are equal to each other and AE is equal to FB, hence this FB side will also equal to this. And we know that these two sides are already parallel to each other, so these sides will be equal to each other also. Hence we can say that this EDCB is a parallelogram. If this is a parallelogram, so by the property of parallelogram we can say that EF, that means this whole line is parallel to this, therefore EF will also parallel to this. And if you will see this side EF and FD, by CPCT these two sides are already equal to each other, and we know that this whole side ED is equal to BC also, because opposite sides are equal to each other in case of parallelogram. This side equal to this side, and since we know that this equal to this by CPCT, so you can say that ED is equal to BC. So you can write ED as twice EF is equal to BC, and EF is equal to BC upon 2. I will show you how. You can see the solution in this. Whatever I have explained you before, we have done the same thing in this. Angle 1 is equal to angle 2 and angle 3 is equal to angle 4, vertically opposite angle, and AF is equal to FC. It is given in the question because F is the midpoint, so I have written all the things here. You can see that. So from ASA congruency, both the triangles are congruent. So by CPCT you can say that this EA is equal to DC. So I have written here EA equal to DC, and similarly this EA is equal to EB also, because E is the midpoint. This equation number 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2, EA equal to DC and EA equal to EB. Hence these two will be also equal to each other, DC equal to EB. So you can say that, see that EB is equal to DC. So you can see that if this is parallel to this and this is equal to this, hence we can say that it is a parallelogram, as we have written here. This is a parallelogram, and opposite sides are parallel and opposite sides are equal also. And I told you that ED will be twice of EF, so EF is equal to half of BC. Thank you. We will move to the next question now. Now move to the question number 1 of exercise 8.2. So this is the first question, quadrilateral. This is the quadrilateral ABCD, and you have given these P, Q, R, S. These are the midpoints of these sides. This side, this side, this side, and this side. And you have to prove that the first part, SR, is parallel to AC. SR is parallel to AC, and SR is half of AC. Now see, first, you can see that S and R, if you will see only S and R, you can see that S is midpoint of AD and R is midpoint of AC, as they have written here. You can see that S is midpoint and R is midpoint of this side. So if this is midpoint, so I have told you right now before this question that midpoint theorem, if two points are midpoint, so this will be parallel to the third side, that's means it is parallel to the AC. It will be parallel to AC and it will be half of AC also. You can say that SR is half of AC. This is SR. This is SR is half of AC. Similarly, if you will see to the next, the downward triangle, this ABC. So you can see that in downward triangle, you can see that P and Q again. They have written P is midpoint, Q is the midpoint of BC. You can see that P is the midpoint of AB and Q is the midpoint of AC. Hence, you can say that this is parallel to this and this is half of this. They have written here. SR is half of AC and PQ is half of AC. So, you can see that from equation 1 and 2, if PQ and SR will be equal to each other, you can see that, and this is the second part of the question. Now, moving to the third part, you can see that since SR is parallel to PQ and SR is equal to PQ, hence we can say that PQSR is a parallelogram. This is the third part. Now moving to the next question. Now see that in question number 2, ABCD is a rhombus. P and Q are S are the midpoints of side AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. Show that quadrilateral PQR is a rectangle. If you will see this question carefully, the question number 2 and question number 1 is approximately equal, but in this question number 1 you have given a simple quadrilateral, but in question number 2 you have given a rhombus. You will make the same figure, but in case of the simple quadrilateral you will make a rhombus. I will show you how to solve this question. You can see that ABCD is a rhombus. I have made the rhombus, and you have to take P, Q, R, S are the midpoint of AB, BC, CD and DA, and you have to prove that A, P, Q, R, S is a rectangle. So the same theorem as we have applied in the first question. If P and Q, you can see that if S and R, they have taken the upper one, the language is also approximately same. S and R are the midpoint of side this, so this will be parallel to AC and SR will be half of AC. By the midpoint theorem, you can write it direct. Similarly, if in the downward triangle, this ABC triangle, again P and Q are the midpoints of side AB and AC, hence we can say that this PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is half of AC. You can see that the similar process like the previous one. This is equation number 1, this is equation number 2. From equation 1 and 2, you can say that PQ is equal to SR. They have written here. Now, since you have to prove that it is you have already proved that this PQ is equal to SR. So, similarly, you can say that RQ is equal to PQ also, because this is also half of BD. Now, see that the opposite sides are equal as we have proved, but we have to prove that each angle is 90 degree. So for each angle of 90 degree, now you can see that you have to prove each angle is 90 degree because PQRS is a parallelogram. We have already proved that. Each angle we have to prove a right angle, or you can say that angle S is equal to right angle, or in figure I want to show you this angle S is equal to 190 degree you have to prove. So what you will do for that, since you know that, if you will see it carefully, okay, I will just explain you in this figure only. If you will see this figure carefully, this one, you can see that since the diagonals of the rhombus bisect each other at 90 degree, if you know the property of rhombus, this angle 1 will be 90 degree. And since we know that this line, whole line is parallel to AC, and therefore this half line, this we can give any name also this. So as they have written here, L and O. Okay, I will show you. So you can see that this SL is parallel to MO because this whole line is parallel to this whole line. Therefore, SL is parallel to MO. Similarly, SR is parallel to AC, hence we can say that SM is parallel to this, hence it is already a parallelogram. And we know that opposite angle of parallelogram are equal. If it is 90 degrees, so angle 2 will also be equal. We have written this in the language form. You can see that. Since the diagonals of rhombus are bisect each other at 90 degree, therefore angle 1 is equal to 90 degree. SL is parallel to this, MO is parallel to LO, hence SLOM is a parallelogram and opposite angles of parallelogram are equal. Hence we can say that PQRS is a rectangle. This is a rectangle. Now moving to the next question, you can see that ABCD is a rectangle and PQRS are the midpoints of the side AB, BC, CD. If you will see question number 1, 2 and 3, these questions are approximately equal to each other. Now in this case, ABCD is given as rectangle and the same process, the half of the question will be same. So I will show you how. So in question number 3, you can see that you have given a rectangle. ABCD is a rectangle and PQRS are the midpoints of this rectangle, and you have to prove that PQRS is a rhombus. And you should keep it in your mind that rhombus, in case of rhombus, all the sides are equal and all the sides are equal. You can take only this one. So you can say that it's a rhombus. So first you will take S and R are the midpoint of this side, and hence SR is parallel to AC and SR is half of AC. Similarly PQ, the same process as we have done in the previous question. SR equal to PQ and RQ is equal to SP. Till here you will do like the previous question. You can see that the solution is also similar to the previous question. So this is the similarly RQ is equal to SP. Now since we know that, and you know that if you will see this figure carefully, you can say that SR equal to PQ and this is equal to half of AC also. Similarly SP equal to RQ and this is half of BD also. So you can see that we have written also here in this question, you can see that this is half of AC and this is half of BD. If you will see these two equations carefully, and if you will see this question ABCD is a rectangle and we know that the diagonals of rectangle are equal to each other. So AC and BD are the diagonal and these diagonal will be equal to each other. Since we know that AC equal to BD, if the whole are equal then half will also be equal. Now you will put the value of equation 3 and 4 in this. Half of AC is SR equal to PQ. So you have written PQ and SR. Similarly BD you can see that it's RQ and SP. So you will write RQ equal to SP. Hence all the sides are equal. Hence you can say that it's a rhombus. Thank you very much.